I'm Jaron Wilde. I'm the Thomas and Margaret Cloat Professor of Accounting and the Director of Graduate Studies here at the Tippie College of Business. So most of my research centers in the world of tax. So when we think about taxes, when you go to the grocery store, you pay taxes. If you go to the gas station, you pay taxes. If you sit at home and own a piece of property, you're accumulating property taxes that you're going to have to pay. When you get a paycheck, you have taxes withheld. Everywhere around us, there are taxes. And so what I do is I come in and I study how taxes and regulation shape business decisions in terms of investment, all these sorts of things. One thing that is recently something I'm excited about is the notion of tax complexity. It's not hard for us to envision a world where taxes are complex. But what's not always well understood is what tax complexity does in terms of shaping business decisions. So you have this complexity. What we're finding is that there's actually a friction that's introduced where a country is trying to reduce their tax rate to spur investment. Well, that tax complexity, if it's too complex in the system, actually introduces a friction where companies are not as responsive. And the companies that are most hurt by it are the domestic companies, not the large multinational, is what we see. Taxes are very pervasive. It affects all of us. One of the things that I think is important for us to be thinking about is the current fiscal situation in which we all live is such that taxes will likely become, in my view, a very relevant part of the discussion for how we fund things in the future. And so having a complete understanding, or at least a better understanding, of what are the incentives in play, what are the costs for certain kind of tax system attributes, what are the things that companies can do, that governments can do, that tax authorities can do to be able to shape the tax environment, I think will be important for all of us.